Well, welcome to the church, and the doors are open. We are about to open for private prayer, so I thought it would be good to make a little video to walk you through what's going to happen. So when you come through the front doors, the doors will all be open, so you don't need to touch anything as you go in. In fact, watchword is don't touch anything at all, if you can possibly avoid it. On the table to your left, there will be leaflets. Please pick one of those leaflets up. That will guide you around the church. It will give you some prayers. And there are chairs widely spaced for you to sit down and take as much time as you like when you're inside the church. Everything else is roped off. The prayer leaflet begins with the musician's window, and then we walk down the aisle of the church. It's wonderful to think that your feet will be treading back in this church once again, and that your prayers will be soaking into the stones as they should be. There are chairs at the front, and there is a wee candle stand where you can light a candle. There will be tapers on the left, which are single use, so just put them on the right when you're finished, and there will be chairs for you to sit on and contemplate a bit of time in front of the altar. The side chapel will also have a seat or two for you to sit on and to spend some time there. And after that, please go through the open doors on the way out, using the side door rather than going back through the front door. The prayer leaflet has some prayers to say whilst you're in the churchyard as well as in the church, so take some time to enjoy the churchyard and say hello to a few old friends. If you find a couple of living friends that you want to talk to, there's 2 benches in the Garden of Remembrance that you can sit on and socially distance while you catch up with a few folk. The rest of them all have their own spaces reserved. There is one other issue which we need to discuss, and that is looking towards the future in terms of when the church reopens for public worship. When the church reopens for public worship, it will not be as it is now, and it will not be as it was before we closed down. The likelihood is that we will not be permitted to sing hymns, and that the church will not be able to be full. Our pews make things very difficult, so it is going to be 1 person per 2 pews, even if the social distancing is reduced to 1 metre, and it's going to make communion very complex. So it will be very, very different. And I'd like your advice on how we proceed with that. One option is that we have public worship on a weekday, or early on a Sunday morning, so that it is a sort of low mass, if you like, a sort of a weekday Eucharist, rather than a high day, rather than a Sunday morning. And we continue with the pre-recorded and the live stream services with just Katie and I on the Sundays. Another option is that we live stream the public worship on a Sunday, bearing in mind all those restrictions. Bearing in mind that there will be no music and that there will be few of us actually in church, so we will live stream it for the rest on a Sunday morning and do away with the pre-recorded services and the ones with music in with Katie and I. It's a difficult decision that we're all going to have to make together, and so please get in touch with me and tell me what you feel about that. I want to feed you spiritually as much as I possibly can in these difficult times, and to do that, I really need to know what will help you most. So please be in touch. Give us a ring, send me an email, or knock on the door. And as long as you're 2 meters away, then we'll be fine. Take care, and God bless.